All right, guys. So why am I nervous? Why am I nervous? All right. Anyways, all right, guys. We're gonna keep that in the video. All right, guys. So we're here filming another episode for Monument to Heart Media, and I am super excited because in my journey of entrepreneurship with my media agency, I was gonna say video agency, but we do a little bit of everything. I get to meet a lot of people that are super successful and that are doing great things. Like I feel that sometimes my life feels like a movie, and funny, no pun intended. That's actually who we're actually in a film we're film with today. We're we're here with a really good buddy of mine. He's somebody that I look up to. That he's doing big things in the film and production world. And this is Levi with film and media experts, right?
Correct.
Okay,
So
correct.
Fame.
Yeah.
We just go by
Fame.
Fame.
There you go. It's like a, but I like sometimes I butcher people's business. Or like it just, but luckily I didn't mess that up.
You deal with a lot
I'm
of
happy.
businesses. So.
Yeah. So with that being said, this is somebody that, like I said, this is someone I look up to. He's doing big things, and I'm super excited to have him on the show and collaborate, because what we do is we deal with a lot of companies that, for the most part, that are mom and pop startups and so on and so forth. A couple $1 million companies and a couple billion, I get to say that in. But Levi is at a whole different level where his production level is stuff that you'll see on TV and even movies. I say that.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you for the intro. I look up to you too, man. I'm just glad we're friends and we get to talk. And yeah, for people who don't know, we just call each other every once in a while if we need anything. It's just good to have those kind of connections, especially in the film industry, where you have those people who you can rely on for a memory card is like missing, or you're missing footage or something. You call a buddy, right?
Yeah.
Or you need someone on set last minute. It's good to just have those like connections. So I appreciate you always being there for me and just speaking highly of me. I feel like I don't deserve it, but
you're a humble guy, dude. But all right, man, Levi, just for the most part, we've known each other for, I think, a little bit over a year.
Yeah.
But I really haven't taken the time to get to know you more of your backstory. I know a little bit, but I know you mentioned in the past conversations we had that you started when you were super young. Can you tell us how you were introduced into the media world, and tell us how Fame started?
Yeah. Wow. So I actually started when I was 8 years old, like really young, back when social media really wasn't a thing. But I got lucky. I grew up in a family that owned a media agency. So they did big commercials, huge commercials. So I got to act through that and just finding connections through that. I was a child actor. So yeah, I acted in commercials like U-Haul, Phoenix Children's Hospital, GCU. I was in Skylanders, which was like a toy, but whatever. So I acted.
I remember that.
Yeah, I acted in like a bunch of different things growing up. And I just remember I was talking to this with a client of mine yesterday, and I just remember the adrenaline rush that I had when I was on set, and like seeing, I got to be on these huge film sets where there was like 20 people, 30 people. And you see it on TV, you're like, this looks so simple. Why does this need that many people? And then when you're on set, when you're experiencing it, you're like, oh, it takes this much effort to make it simple. And so I fell in love with that. And I'm like, wow, everyone has their own job. Everyone is like dialing in. The light needs to be here to spark this emotion. And then again, everyone's on the same page and trying to tell a story. Everyone knows the story that's trying to be told and the emotion that you're trying to draw out. And so it's just, to me, that stood out. And another thing that stood out was like the versatility of it. So when I was young, I got to be on a bunch of different types of film sets. So like one, I was like on an ATV in the middle of a desert, like doing donuts and crazy stuff, right? And then the next, I got to be with like the president of a huge company. And I'm like, wow, this is cool. No day is the same in this industry. And I'm like, that's when I realized that I wanted to do this as a career, right? And so I worked for the family agency for just throughout my whole childhood. And then 3 years ago, I started Fame, my own business. I just wanted to have my own success. I had no problems with the family agency. I just wanted my own success, and I wanted to build it on my own. And I had a good mentor. So, yeah.
I love that. And in regards to the whole thing that everything is always changing the background because of this industry. That's actually something that Aaron and I were talking about.
Yeah.
That like this never gets boring, dude.
No.
For us, and especially if you focus on building a production agency or media agency, then you're not a niche. Oh, well, we only do stuff like for me when I first. This is my second time starting this media company. I don't really talk about that, but a lot of people don't know that. It was 5 years ago when I tried, 6 years ago. And unfortunately, some things happened and bad partnerships and bad people were around me at the time and it didn't work out. But I was a real estate videographer at the time.
Yeah.
And I put myself in a box and I put all my eggs in a basket and I realized that was my mistake. Mm-hmm. That I am a creative. I am capable of just any service, any industry I could serve. And because of that, now we do like corporate events, we do stuff with real estate, construction, and it's cool. Like today, this morning, we went for a shoot with a buddy of mine. He's a mentor of mine. He used to be head speaker for Tony Robbins. And it's so funny because when we were recording and I was watching him speak, because it's so different when he speaks in front of an audience and he's Tony Robbins and all that motivational stuff. It's different the conversations that we have off the camera. It's like it's more real, it's more direct, and it's but also too because we are friends. There isn't any filters that he has with me. So that's why I feel like I've grown a lot, even though we're still technically in that startup phase. But it was cool. Like I had so much, like I was laughing. I was like, "Dang, that's true what he said." There's a lot of stuff
those are the best clients, right? The ones you get to learn from.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, man. So tell me, okay, when you transition and you mentioned that you wanted to build your own brand, your own legacy, like that you wanted to create as a startup, what was the challenges that you came across? For me in the beginning, I was so scared to charge. And that was like the biggest things. I gotten better at it with small to medium clients. Like I'm not afraid, but with big companies and $1 million companies, I still get nervous when I send out proposals. Just to give you an example, what were your challenges when you were starting your business?
Oh my God, so many. Because I didn't know what I was doing when I started. Right?
Give me the answers and give me the solutions you found for them.
Yeah. So let's see. The first, man, I'm like bringing myself back. The first kind of problem I had was portfolio. Obviously, I didn't have anything on my portfolio. And looking back, now I know that's the most important thing for a video production company. I have a website statistics now that tell me that everyone who visits my website, they go immediately to the portfolio and they spend the most time on the portfolio. I realized that I need to get this straight. I need to make sure that I do a lot of good quality content before I can charge, because I need to show people what I could do. And so that's like the number one thing. And so for people just starting out, like if you're taking any mental notes from this, it's do spec work, because that's what people care about is your work and really nothing else. This industry is so saturated, and you can say, yeah, but my storytelling's better, this is better, and that's better, but it all comes down to work, in my opinion. And if you have really good work, then you can charge a lot. It's just that simple, right? Another barrier I went into was I realized I couldn't do it all on my own. And you obviously realize that you have a team here. That's like a huge barrier. I thought I could, I guess. I'm like, okay, I could do this on my own and I'll take all the profit. It's more profitable if I do it on my own. But in order to charge more, like I said, I learned that lesson growing up is you need people who are really good at what they do in their specific job. So growing up and seeing that on the film set, I realized that, okay, this is what I need to have good work. I need to figure out how to charge more so I can afford better people on set who know what they're doing. I don't know all the lights and all that stuff. I feel like I'm a businessman at heart, but all that stuff is, okay, I need to find the right people. And how do I do that? So that was a barrier that I went through. And then once I found the right people, like Tyler, my director of photography, he's amazing and he always pushes me, like finding the right people that not only are good at their job and nice and respectful on set, but also push me to do better, saying, hey, we need an AC on set here. We need another grip, like just for the future for this. And hey, we need to rent this light out for next time. So they teach me a lot. So finding those people who push me is really important. So those are like the two main barriers, I would say, and roadblocks that I had to face and figure out. I still probably have a lot more.
So tell me, how was your transition when you first started? When you started like doing the whole, I don't know, I guess we could call it the portfolio phase,
Yeah.
into transition into working with these. And I'm always watching your stuff, dude. Just so you know.
Thank
I'm
you,
like
man.
Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if we're friends. No, we're friends on Facebook too. So Instagram stalk you for sure. And like, how do you go from that, dude? Because man, the production that we do it's baby compared to the stuff that you do. How does that transition, bro?
Yeah. So, like I said, I believe that there's nothing like really special I did. Of course, I go to networking events and I meet people and stuff like that. And I go to cigar clubs and like all that stuff. Like networking, that's basic. But I think the main thing, like I just said, was like it comes down to the good work. So I'll give you an example. When I got introduced to this pool fencing company, the one that I had Michael Phelps on, it was just like a referral from someone I met at a networking event. They were like, "Hey, I work with this pool fencing company. They're looking for video production, and can you help?" And so I gave them a quote, blah blah blah, normal, and I was like, okay, with all first time clients, we need to blow them away. We need to really show them what we can do. So, like, the work really matters because after we got done with that shoot and delivered the footage, they were like, wow, this is the best. This looks like a movie, right?
Yeah.
It's because I hired the right people. And honestly, like on that first shoot, I took a little bit of a hit to the profit margin because I'm like, we really need to dial this in. And honestly, I just wanted to do a good job. And I'm so glad I did because a month after that shoot, they called me while I was in my office and they're like, "Hey, we just got Michael Phelps as a brand ambassador. We want you to do it because you did an amazing job last time and we trust you to handle this." So that's an example of where good work can get you into that next level, like really good work. So I think just having that as a main focus has really helped me, and having those people who push me to do better quality work. That's what we're always striving for. So.
Tell me, you mentioned that you couldn't do this alone, especially when we were getting the bigger clients. How do you feel for like letting go of control of you? For example, I want to just be raw, like Deshelle over here. She just started doing some of the like the behind the scenes, like being behind the camera.
Yeah.
But every time for Deshelle, it's been like couple months. What do you think that we've been talking about you like doing the camera stuff and we just got you to do it a month ago? Right? So every time we'd go out and I was like, all right, Deshelle, you're going to do your thing. And then she'll record it. But then I was like, yeah, let me get the camera back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. I still do that.
And I'm like, and it was something that I was holding her back because she's really great. Deshelle, you're amazing. But she can handle it now. And on top of that, Deshelle does we call it side quests on her own, like some freelance stuff. And I saw one of her gigs that she did and I saw her content and it was the bare minimum equipment that she used, but she did a phenomenal job. The clients that hired her, they like loved it to the point where she's even creating some kind of new offer. Where, what do you call it? The social takeover? The social shell takeover? Yeah. So yeah, behind the scenes. And it was pretty cool. Clients loved it. But I realized like when I was looking at her style, she used some of the techniques that we use.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, cool. Like she is paying attention. And I haven't, because of my whatever insecurities or issues that I got myself, I didn't let go. You know what I'm saying?
It's not an issue. It's something that everyone goes through, dude. Like when they're outsourcing and delegating, like honestly, but kudos to you for trusting her. Most people don't even get past that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right. But I still do that. Like with Tyler, I tell him all the time, "Hey, do you think this should be here?" And he's like, "Dude, trust me." And that's another important thing is we have that honesty. It's in our 10 commandments. So we have famed 10 commandments. And one of them is, the top one actually is respect all voices. So everyone has a say. But also it's Tyler, I have to respect what he says because he's the expert. I just got to know that. He is really good at what he does. And so I find myself all the time, like you said, saying, "Hey, this needs to be like that." And after he tells me, I'm like, crap, I need to stop doing that. So it's just like a habit, and you're like, that's completely normal. Like I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I notice actually when I hired him for a reason as a DP, right? I gotta trust him.
That's it. That's all we got to do, right?
Yeah.
I love that. All right, cool, man. Trust. You got to just let go and let the show drive.
What are other challenges you faced in your business?
Oh, damn.
Like what's
hey,
your, like
Deshelle,
right
this
now?
again, what's going on with the guest today? I'm being put on the spot. All right, so with that being said, welcome to the Levi podcast.
No, but I honestly, I'm curious though, because it's like, it's not a bad thing to show your vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
I feel I've been broke. I've struggled and this many times, dude.
No, I love that. I love that. No, I have I definitely don't have any problems being vulnerable, but I'm not used to getting asked questions. That's crazy. Okay, I guess like that was one of my challenges. Another one is like with the question I have for you is with man, dude, like that transition, like how do you like, because all the stuff that we do for us is pretty basic production, and how do we know like when it's time to be like to get to that next level? Like how do you like figure that? I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm
So
explaining.
what do you mean by charging more?
Yeah,
or?
getting to that next level where we could build like sets like you, bro. Like that's exactly it.
We were having this conversation over the phone. I'll say it again for the podcast, but like especially, well, first of all, like I said, portfolio is the number one thing. We already talked about that. So what I would say for me is I took a bigger hit on my profit margins just to get to that next level, because I knew once clients saw us on set with a full production crew, and then we got behind the scenes footage of us being a full production crew, that's how people are going to think of us as, right? So I was like, okay, this is like just who I want to be. So this is who we're going to put out who we are, right? This is how we're going to portray ourselves, as a full crew rather than just a single person videographer. I've had, like, nowadays I have people call me and they're like, hey, I need a videographer just to shoot like something, like some reels for my Instagram. Immediately I'm like, this isn't a good fit. Like I could tell just by their wording, right? I know, because I know how we want to portray ourselves.
Send them to Ben. Send them monumental. The show will handle it.
No, but it's, in order to get that next level, you need to show people that we're serious. Like we have a full production crew. In order to do that, you just need to have sets where you charge a little bit more, take a little bit less profit margins, and just do that to get behind the scenes footage and get those types of videos on your portfolio. And it's going to suck financially, right? But that's what you need to do. You need to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations in order to get to that next level. You need to do stuff that you're not comfortable with, I feel. And I still, like, I'm not satisfied right now. I want to keep pushing and get bigger crews. I'm not even close to where I want to be. So I know that I need to keep building that portfolio and get bigger film sets and get better people and create better relationships so that I can constantly push myself.
So I have a question for you. I am no longer dealing with this issue, but did you ever go through imposter syndrome? When you started dealing with these big $1 million companies and you're doing stuff with Michael Phelps and shit, dude. So did you ever deal with that?
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm just a startup. Like, why would this $1 million company work with me?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to shout out one of my mentors, Dan Creed, for this question, because he is the one who built up my confidence. So yeah, right now, I always have that insecurity inside of me, deep down, where I feel like I don't deserve anything. Like, when yeah, to answer your question, first of all, yes, like, absolutely. But Dan, man, he was a great mentor to me. He's a business coach, Dan Creed. I recommend him to anyone who's watching. But I worked with him for 5-6 months, maybe. And what he did is he helped me understand people's personality types. So how to talk to different people, right? DISC assessment. And so that got me prepped for every single business situation, because I can tell immediately what personality type someone is, because you don't speak to everyone the same. So that's what he helped me with. And then also just confidence. Like, you need to come out and you need to say, I'm going to make you the best freaking video you've ever seen. Like that alone, like just having that business coach to build up my confidence and tell me I am enough, right? And I can do this. I can work with big celebrities, right? That really helped me. And I remember like within the first month working with him, I got an NFL, former wide receiver, JJ Burden, as a client. And he's like the wide receiver for Joe Montana. And I immediately was like, wow, just from talking to that business coach, that's really what built up my confidence. And I think honestly, it just comes with experience too. Obviously, when I was working with Michael Phelps, I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, I did this. What the heck? But also, it's no, I've been here. When honestly, like, Michael, he was just like he was just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Like, he was just a chill guy. Like, he puts his pants on every day, like me and you do. So I don't really look at it any different. But yeah, it is a cool feeling. But at the same time, it just comes with experience and confidence.
Yeah. I think overall, like, when it comes to that, Steven and Ike were the people that really helped me overcome that. And because of this platform and this brand that I created, dude, like I get a lot of eyes on me, and it doesn't matter like what industry you're in. It's just when you have a podcast, you made it.
Yeah.
Practically.
Attention
the Fugazi, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like the attention. It works. So I'm getting all this attention at the time. And this was like, I don't know, about a year and 3 months ago, I think it was when I dealt with it at the peak. And I kept on getting millionaires. I even became friends with like influencers. And at the time I was really broke. And I was thinking like, oh my God, why would this guy talk to me? Like I'm just the fucking startup. Like I could just I just have enough to pay my office rent. It's not even super high rent. And yeah, man, it was a good thing that was consistent. And then, one thing that Steven said, he said, they're just regular people like you and I. Kind of similar comment that they put their pants on one.
You know what though? Like everyone, the more I've worked with like millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, the more I realize how they also have their. Can I cuss?
Yeah. Okay.
They have their shit just like we have our shit. Like they deal with the craziest things. Michael Phelps, he talks about it openly about his mental health struggles. Actually, a lot of celebrities have mental health struggles because it's not normal being a celebrity. Like walking out in public and everyone's, oh my God, oh my God. It's not normal. No person should live like that, I don't think. But everybody has their own vulnerabilities and struggles and things that they've dealt with, right? It's just they're freaking normal people.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that. You don't think that seeing them online because you see on their Instagram or so, if you open it, they're like, they have Porsches and Lamborghinis and this nice house. You think just subconsciously that they're fine, they're great, they're happy, but that's not the case.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Steven said pretty much similar to what you said right now. And then Ike is the one that really just, what's the word? Threw it out of the park or whatever, like however that saying goes. And he says, because he's a really spiritual energy vibe kind of guy. And he says, if you're in a room with people like that, it's because the universe put you there.
Absolutely.
For me, obviously, I'm a man of faith. Like I say, hey, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be in that room.
Do you believe in manifestation?
Oh, I do, man.
Yeah.
I do. I just put it out. You think about it. And the studio is that. I was like, damn, it's crazy. I'm gonna get emotional. The shell. I always get emotional. But yeah, man, like this is it. This is exactly what I wanted. Like I wanted to have a studio vibe, like really just traditional studio. I wanted a neon, like exactly. I wanted this to be. People ask me, "Why don't you put your logo?" I'm like, it's not about me. This is for everybody to be here, and this is dream bigger. Is start as a dream here.
I love that, man.
Yeah. So
that's all. Look, I'm freaking proud of you, bro. I've known you for a year. I've seen the people you've worked with. It's incredible, man. And it's crazy though how you just visualize things and they happen. And it coincides with us being filmmakers, man. Like that's our job, right? We visualize what we're gonna do before we even get on set, and we make it happen, bro. That's just in our nature.
It's wild, dude. Like how, everything, dude. Just from my goal is to Number one is create opportunity, dude. Like this is a dope ass industry. I I call them my kids to Shell, and now we got Aaron over here. Aaron, he did a great job today, and I want them to experience this, dude.
Yeah.
Like, how is it? Like, how cool, how dope it is to go film. Sometimes, especially the corporate events, like there's free food. And poor Aaron, he's 18. He's not going to be able to drink yet, but hopefully he sticks around for a while. Then, but it's cool. It's fun. You're making money from, honestly, like this is someone's dream. Like literally, like to make money out of something that you love.
Yeah.
It's rare. Not everybody gets that opportunity, man.
And at the same time, we are helping businesses.
Yeah, man.
Social media right now is the number one most important thing for any business. And we are helping businesses with that issue. We're helping them solve that issue. Social media now is 1000% essential.
Yeah.
Like we know that for any type of business, which is crazy. The first, like I said, the first thing people go to is they look at your work. Where do they go? They go to your website. They go to your Instagram. They go to your socials. That's the first place people go. And attention is the number one most important thing nowadays.
Yeah.
So we help people solve that issue. And I think that's another, not just making money, but that's another thing that brings me joy is growing businesses, right? My friends, like I stand behind every business I work with because that's what like brings me joy is like helping them grow. I want to be with them throughout the journey, right? I tell them that the first thing I'm like, we're a good fit for you. I'm gonna let you know I'm in this for the long haul. I'm gonna rep your swag, right? I'm gonna wear your company shirt out and I'm gonna talk about your company to everyone because I genuinely just want to grow businesses, right? Like I said, all my friends who see me, I'm always wearing my clients like t-shirts and hats and stuff because I just freaking care. I feel like that's where I get the most fulfillment is just growing businesses and helping them get that attention on social media, right? And then for different types of industries, hearing the results they've gotten from us is just, that's what makes me like keep going.
Because I think overall it's just like the now, like touching on that subject, we're not only we're creating opportunity for our team, we're also creating opportunity for our clients so they could make a difference and impact in their world,
right.
Which is like as a business owner, entrepreneur, dude, like I truly believe that. I don't know if it might sound a little corny, but like I feel we can make a difference.
Yeah.
Like literally, not like for me, at least with the people that I work with, is it's fun. You can make money, and it's just like spirit wise, like you could look at me and it's not a normal traditional job that it's like really outside the realm because it's not like in every corner there's like a production company or media company. It's such a niche special job that not everybody could do. If we become successful in it, or not, if like becoming successful in that industry, we're showing everybody like, hey, anything's possible.
Yeah, no, I love that. Those types of impactful movements, that's what I say always is I like to create a movement with my clients. Is we're not just here to capture footage. We want to create a movement, right? We want to spark emotion. That's what we really want, is to make an impact in other people's lives, your target customers' lives, right? So how can we as filmmakers dive deep into that emotion and really strategize an effective way to bring that out in people, right? Because at the end of the day, we're not, like I said, we're not capturing stuff, but what does your target customer really want? Put yourself in their shoes. What problem are you solving for them, and why are you solving it for them in the first place? So diving deep into that and really putting yourself in their shoes is going to help you make the best content you've ever had, right? Because that's where people can resonate. They're like, oh my God, I am struggling with that. So that's, I feel like, the most important part about the filmmaking industry is being an effective storyteller and knowing psychology and emotions in people and knowing how to bring that out, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%, dude. Tell me, when you were starting, and I feel like all business go through their rough patch in their journey, what is your I don't know, like the actions you take, or what do you do to stay motivated even though things are not going in your favor?
I'm gonna say the most cliche answer, just so you know, but I go to the gym. I've been in so many slumps, Ben. Like I'm telling you, I've probably been in more slumps than anyone in this room. I'm like I've struggled a little bit with depression and anxiety and all that stuff. And I just get so demotivated sometimes. And I don't feel like doing anything today. So many times I go through that. But the gym has always brought me back. If I can force myself to arrive at the gym, then I'll be like, okay, we're there. We're back in it. The gym teaches me, I should say, teaches me discipline. So when I'm disciplined in the gym, I am disciplined in every other aspect of my life. When I'm slacking in the gym, that's when I like stay inside more and I'm less motivated. So for me, that's what's helped me stay motivated and keep going in my journey. And when I've gone through the toughest times, the gym is where I go to just release it, stay disciplined, keep going. And that's what I would say is the number one. And again, it's a cliche answer, but that's my answer.
Yeah, I was like, for a moment, I was like, oh my God, wait, is this Joe Rogan? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, for real.
No, I'm kidding.
It is cliche, but frick, dude.
No, dude, no, but it's true though. Like, I totally agree with you. Steven tells me he calls it the 90-second rule. You know, 90 seconds. Obviously, you're human, so we're human. Like, it takes me a day and a half, sometimes a week and a half, but you don't want it to linger, and you let it go, and then just keep on going.
Mhm.
Like for me, man, I got goosebumps right now when you brought that up, dude. Because especially, dude, like if you are a leader of a corporation, company, or whatever, you have so much responsibility, dude. Not for your own fucking life, like the people that are behind you, like that believe in you. So it's always like, I have the show, I have a full-time editor. Now we got like Ron over here. Like I gotta be the best version of Ben so I could create opportunities.
Set that example, yeah.
And it's just, so sometimes, yeah, man, I have to really force myself to apply the whole 90-second rule with what Steven says, because we can't afford that. So we have to create pattern interruption.
Mhm.
And what you describe is pattern interruption.
By the way, I don't mean to like call anyone. I don't want to speak for anyone when I say I've been demotivated more than anyone in the room.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to take that back.
No,
but
you're good. You're good, bro.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. No, man. I dude. No, I get it, bro.
You're right in setting that example. Is like you do feel demotivated a lot sometimes, but you're right. Like you have people who you're responsible for. Like they need to pay their bills, and this is on your shoulders. And so you almost have that responsibility. And so you just have to show up and be your best self every single day. That's that's a hard part.
Exactly, man. It's a tougher thing that we have to carry on our back. But I don't know, man. I truly believe God has its people that are designed for that.
Yeah.
And it's not everybody is designed for this, bro. Honestly, dude. Like
I would agree. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm going to start my makeup business, my hair business, or whatever, or my sponge business, or whatever it is." Like, and then they start, and it's, "Oh, I'm not built for this."
Yeah,
I've even thought I'm not built for this so many times, man. I just kept going. That's the key. Just freaking keep going, man.
Yeah.
Like you've said it. You've been through the struggles too. Like the most important thing is just keep going, no matter what happens.
I don't know if it was Alex or Mosey that he pretty much like, the ultimate goal is not to have a business, is being in business, to stay in business, like literally. And that's what it is, dude. Sometimes like we're like, that's why for me, I try to minimize all my expenses. The only expense that I have is a full-time editor in this office, and then just the editing software, all that stuff or whatever. But I try to keep a minimum, dude. So I could, even if I have a bad month, I could stay on the game. And everything that we do is for my videographers and my crew that comes and supports me. It's we get paid by gig, and it's just obviously ultimately it's actually my job to increase the revenue to get more leads, and then we could create you could create something sustainable by being really good at what you do.
Yeah.
But all right, man. We're about to wrap this up, and I'm gonna ask you something.
Okay.
So this is the time where those viral clips happen. I'm just kidding. Can you give me some? I'm just kidding, dude. Can you give me, or maybe the people that watch me, they're obviously business owners, entrepreneurs. Can you give me maybe some words of inspiration for anybody out there that might be going through their struggles, starting their business or whatever?
Yeah, I would say that you're not alone. So to my point earlier is that everyone has their own shit that they go through. You're not alone. All entrepreneurs, every business owner goes through this. And I think it needs to just be in your blood to be able to lift yourself up and stay strong, and know that those really deep, dark times are where you grow the most. That's another kind of thing that a lot of people say, I feel like, but it's true. Those low times feel like the worst, but they're actually the best in the long term, because now you know that you are going to do everything it takes once you bounce back from this. You know that you're going to do everything it takes to not go back to that place again, right? So that's, you talk about God a lot. God teaches you those lessons for a reason, I believe. Yeah. Everyone goes through those deep, dark times. Yeah. But if you can just freaking get up and go and keep going, if you could just do that, then I feel like God is gonna reward you. And it is really, I don't care what people think about religion or whatever, but I believe in that energy and that higher power. Call it God, whatever you want. But life just in general teaches you those tough lessons for a reason. That's what I believe.
True. All right, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for your words of wisdom, and thank you for sharing today. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for stopping by today.
Thank you, bro.
And then last thing, your social media handles, anything for anybody trying to like learn more about your business. And because either way, if he's too expensive, he's gonna throw you my way, so it's all good.
No, it's filmandmediaexperts.com. You can just look up Fame on social media, and then that's pretty much it.
Awesome, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.